is turbulent, and its realms belong to a pantheon of gods known simply as
Chaos. Hopefully, oh, my model's back. That bottle broke for a second there. Anyway.
Forces of chaos are beings that serve directly under their patron deity. There are 4 current gods of chaos at the moment.
Is this good, like, volume for Brick? For the Brick?
Khorne, TZEENTCH, Nurgle, and Slaanesh.
Okay, hold up. Let me try and remember the factions that I remember so far from the last video. So we have, first things first, we have the Necrons, obviously the one we literally watched yesterday, right? Like quite literally the one we watched. Well, I say yesterday, but it's been a couple of days. The one we watched during the first video. Then we have the Eldari and the Drukhari. We have, after that, obviously the Space Marines, right? The Space Marines. And then we have I'm trying to remember the hives, the tier, the robot elves. I don't remember what they're called. I don't remember what they're called. The new race of aliens that came like only 5,000 years or something like that. Them. And then we have the chaos. Wait, no, we have the Tau. Yeah, the Tau. And then we have the Mechanus. We have the Mechanus. They work with / under the Space Marines. Mechanicus, right? The Mechanicus. They work directly under or maybe with the Space Marines. And obviously we have the Space Marines. And there are multiple factions within the Space Marines, like the traitors. I don't remember what they're called. You have the traitors, Chaos Space Marines and stuff like that, the heretics and blah blah blah. Then we have basically the fucking Inquisition, but like Space Marines, and they have really cool armor. And they have an angel on their side, like, hello, what? And then you have multiple other different branches of the Space Marines, like the Knights, the Templar. There it is, the Templar. And then like there's like the King's like the order right under the king himself. I don't remember what they're called. The invoke something. Whatever. Them. And then finally, obviously, you have the Custodes, right? The Custodes, right. I thought they were the coolest ones, in my opinion. Second to the Chaos Space Marines, they're also cool. And I think that's all we've learned so far. And now I have to remember the pantheon of chaos. Khorne, TZEENTCH. Custodes. Is it TZEENTCH? How do you fucking say that name? Anyway, Khorne, TZEENTCH, Nurgle, and the only one I know about these, the only one I know of these longy, TZEENTCH. Okay, so TZEENTCH. I see. Hello, Wally. Welcome in. I'm just doing a recap on what I'm being doused in juice. Don't think too hard about why it's red. Anyway. Oh, best viewers, you say? Thank you. That's so nice of you. Now fuck off. Anyway, of the Chaos Gods, it's only Slaanesh that I know about, and a little bit of Nurgle. Not too much about Nurgle, but I do know about Slaanesh. Anyway.
Each of them represent various facets of and emotions of sentient species
I see.
and play a great game against one another for total control over their realms. Interestingly enough, while their disciples have physical forms we can understand, the Chaos Gods do not have a physical visual that you can perceive in reality. So while there are tons of fantastic fan art, we do not know what they...
Probably. Anyway, let's go back. I wasn't listening. Ew, who the fuck is this? Can you guys see my cursor? Who the fuck is this? Like, oh, ugly bastard. He's here. Yeah, there, where I'm pointing. He's right here. Ugly fucker. Look at him. Look at this thing. What the fuck is this? What in the hell? All right.
There are tons of fantastic fan art. We do not know what they truly look like, though they are conveniently color-coded. Khorne is the god of blood and murder, carnage and slaughter. He is the one who has most power by the wholesale killing of any living thing. For Khorne cares not from where the blood flows. With a sacred number of 8, he is the lord of all things involving killing and blood and gore. The champion...
Wait. Do all of them have sacred numbers? That's kind of cool. Kind of like how in real life, God's like sacred numbers, like I think it's like 9 or something, and then like Satan is 6. Pretty sure that's what it is. I don't remember. I don't really pay much attention to that stuff.
Are extremely strong as well, with monumental muscles and extremely large weapons. A true analog to Khorne would be his greater demon, the Bloodthirster, an enormous muscle-bound flying devil with an axe so large it splits tanks in a single swing. They move into battle with armor of brass adorned by the skull.
That motherfucker looks so cool. Look at him. Oh, he looks so cool.
Of their foes and pools of freshly spilt blood. This may appear to be quite frightening, of course, demonic, one might say.
Thank you for the munch,
but
by
in
the way.
World of chaos, all emotions feed one of these gods in one way or another. If you were to define Khorne with single words, you would use blood, carnage, murder, skulls. But you'd be missing out on important ones like strength, honor, prowess, courage, and skill. Khorne is not just...
Oh, wait. Okay. So... they're really basically fucking demon, like devil, fucking the bad guy, like deities, right? But good emotions also fuel them, or like positive things also fuel them. That is very cool. That's not just the negative that fuels them, it's also the positive. That's kind of cool. So Khorne is all about the battle, strength, honor, all that also fuel him, not just carnage and death.
About the wholesale slaughter of people. He is about the honor and power of martial combat. The true strength there is in besting someone in physical strength and skill. Of course, a murderer would be someone who would feed Khorne, but a soldier could feed Khorne. A martial artist or professional fighter could feed Khorne. A warrior, good or bad, feeds Khorne. A diplomat does not. A premier soldier does. A GoFundMe does not. This is what leads many mortals down the path of Khorne, for he will bless those that bring him enough skulls. And in a world this destructive, there are many ways to reap a high tally for him.
That's why there's like a lot of space marines that for some reason have fucking skulls in their shit. That's cool.
Prepare the dread claws and unchain the mad ones. Glorious battle awaits us today, for the world below has refused to surrender. Let us descend upon them with fury and rage, giving no quarter and sparing only those warriors who fight well enough to earn a place amongst us. As to the rest, their lives and possessions are ours, but their skulls are for Khorne. Normally, if I ever want to explain Khorne, I just kind of show them this clip.
Amazing, thanks for the clip. So this is Khorne, chat. It seems like this is Khorne. Amazing.
I'd never stab you in the back, Shepard. Warriors like you and me, straight to the face.
Moving on.
Suda! Holy shit! This is up my alley. TZEENTCH? I'm guessing this is TZEENTCH because it's blue, and like TZEENTCH, I remember the name of TZEENTCH had like blue. This is up my alley. I like this. This is cool. And guess what? They're blue like me. Well, my hair. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the like, Wally. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. corn for the cornflakes. Hi, Sniper King. Oh, hi, Sniper King. Hello, hello. Moving on. Yo, this thing fucking cool. Zinch is fucking cool. I like Zinch. I like Zinch. How you doing, by the way?
TZEENTCH is the second god, the god of trickery and mischief, the changer of ways, the great conspirator, and the architect of fate. With a sacred number of 9, TZEENTCH is truly the god of change in all of its forms. But there is an obvious...
The god of change, you say? This is the closest thing to what I am lore-wise. That's cool. No wonder I ended up liking it the most as well. How are you viewers and gooners all alive? We're doing fine. We are doing fine. How about yourself? Hi, comic. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. We're watching Bricky Orchidade, and we're watching him explain corn. Wait, no, this is Zinch right now. But yeah, this guy, I like him. I like him. His aesthetic is my aesthetic. His whole thing about like being like trickery and all that, and also like god of change and all that shit. Absolutely me. Fucking like okay. Of all the chaos gods so far, he's my favorite.
Undercurrent of mischief.
He also
and
looks
cunning.
so cool.
TZEENTCH is such a liar that his pants have gone thermonuclear. Where the f is it? His favorite pastime is asking questions that have no answers while simultaneously making up answers on the spot to a question he didn't ask.
Have you ever had a dream that
I love this guy. I love this guy. Let me do a small thing. Let me do a shout out. Here you go, guys. Subscribe. Wait, no. Well, actually, yeah, no. Go subscribe to Comic. Follow Comic, okay, guys? He's cool.
You do. You want. You could do so. You do. You want him to do you so much you could do anything.
He is such a conniving little bastard
Holy
that every emotion of lying, of scheming, of trickery is a direct way to help feed him. An unfaithful partner, a politician, a spy. All these people feed TZEENTCH in one way or another, and it doesn't matter if the intentions are good. Acceptance does not feed TZEENTCH. Change does. TZEENTCH doesn't care about your facts. He only wants opinions. Because he represents change, he also represents hope, though. Schemes are always bad, and even the hope to make a better tomorrow is the change he seeks. Because he is the architect of fate and the mastery of sorcery, his presence is purely unknowable. Every depiction of a Tzeentchian demon contains more eyes than are necessary and more mouths than
You know what's so funny? My whole what's the not aesthetic? The whole like what's the word I'm looking for? It's at the tip of my tongue. I wouldn't say aesthetic, but like the whole like theme about me is eyes and mouths and like not knowing what is real due to your perception lying to you, and also the whole changing and stuff like that, change of the world, and whole eldritch stuff, of course. So this yeah, no wonder I vibe with Tzeentch the most. What the fuck? This guy's cool. I like him.
I know what to do with. It is a biblically accurate angel if the angel gaslit you into thinking birds are government drones. But are they? The creatures at his disposal adorn themselves with the knowledge of sorceries and the unknown, all to provide a mind-crushing experience. Fighting demons from outside of our reality is difficult enough, but fighting demons from unreality, purposely attempting to trick you, is a whole new thing entirely. And that is before we even get started on the gigantic bird of sorcery you're going to need to face. Do not ask which creature screams in the night. Do not question who waits for you in the shadow. It is my cry that wakes you in the night, and my body that crouches in the shadow.
Tip on the tongue.
I am Tzeentch, and you are the puppet that dances to my tune. Third.
That's fucking ew! What the hell? Oh, what is that thing? I love it, but fuck it hell. Oh, it's great. Oh, it's disgusting, but oh, it's great. Oh, I love the mouth on its belly. Oh, I like this thing. I also like this thing. This thing's cool. It's disgusting, but it's fucking cool.
Of the Chaos Gods is the one of acceptance of rot and pestilence, the grandfather himself, Papa Nurgle. Nurgle is the exact opposite of Tzeentch. Where Tzeentch believes
horrible.
in change and hope for a future, Nurgle believes in stagnation and the end of everything. At one point or another, we will all decay. We will all rot and we will all end. And with a sacred number of 7, every single thing, pestilence, boil, and everything in between, comes under the great shadow and girth of Nurgle himself. For Nurgle, the plight of mortals is his fear and whine. And no matter how solid life might be, everything will decay in the end. In the creation of life, there must be an end to that life. And nobody has more creations to end lives than Grandfather Nurgle himself. Every boil, every blemish, every pus-filled wound and disease, every rot and every plague.
I wanna comment, right? This fucking thing, this thing over here, that thing over there, the big ass motherfucker with the belly for a mouth. Wait, what? For a mouth for a belly? That's a cool design. That's very cool. That's very disgusting, but fucking that's very cool.
Is kept and concocted by Nurgle. This humorously keeps Nurgle as a jovial god. He is full of life and laughter, and by creating as many diseases as he possibly can, he shares that joy with
this fucking gif is great.
With mortals. I mean, his envoy is the great unclean one, and look at how happy he is. And there's a lot.
Wait, when Jake mentioned the great unclean one, I thought he was talking about Nurgle themselves. Shall we end the streamer? What did I do? What did I do? I've done nothing. I don't deserve to be ended. Plus, I prefer to keep going on. Keep making change. Glory to Tzeentch, or whatever I don't know what the hailing of Tzeentch would be called.
Of him to love. A fear of death in general is feeding Nurgle. All disease makes him stronger, but to pray for salvation for a wounded loved one is to feed Nurgle. The timeless and inevitable fear that one day you.
Okay. No, one of the bigger demons in Nurgle are the great. I see. Yeah, I see. Okay, that's really cool. So with okay, I know I'm gonna do the recap when we learn of Slaanesh. That's why I can do the recap of every single one of them. But that's cool.
And decay is what gives him strengths. The Peloton won't feed Nurgle. Licking the doorknob on a public bathroom certainly does. However, should you embrace your grandfather's gifts, you may find an end to your pain. Maybe. All mortal followers of the Chaos Gods found themselves there in one way.
Yo, Korn looks so fucking cool. Look at Korn! And look at Tzeentch! Look at Tzeentch! That's my leader right there. That's my papa. Because I'm also an eldritch being. That's my papa. I'm part of his army. I also like birds. That's my papa right there, or mama, I don't know. Why would you keep going on? Have you seen the prices of living these days? Oh, it's fine. I can just ignore it. It's really not, but hey. I'm going to keep going. I have a lot of people to take care of. I gotta be mama to a lot of my friends, and I want to be mama to a lot of my friends. And that is what I enjoy doing.
Or another, either through the direct worship or the slow corrupting of their souls. But those that take Nurgle's gifts and embrace the decay of their bodies may end up being chosen among his few as a faithful servant. In doing so, you will be free of the pain caused by Nurgle's ailments, and you may even find yourself just as jovial and happy as he is. Maybe. His enemies shall wither.
I love how it's always just a maybe. Perhaps. Who knows? You can be with him and you can be as happy as hell with him, but hey, you might lose the pain. Maybe.
wither and die. His allies shall wither and die. The universe and all within it shall wither and die. And when the great corruption has settled over the land and permeated the very foundations of reality itself, then shall the Lord of all rise from the rot and ruin, spread his arms wide to reclaim all of his dutiful children. Those were the
That's
three major
cool.
chaos gods for a very long
Oh, they're the major. Okay, so they're the major chaos gods. I see. So Slanesh isn't. I mean, I guess it makes sense since they did mention that Slanesh was like, was it? Slanesh was a newborn chaos god, right? So I guess that makes sense since not Nurgle, Slanesh is a new one. Korn, Nurgle, and Tzeentch are the main ones. They're the Hades. They're the Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades of chaos. I see.
time, emboldened by war and death on a galactic scale, ever present but now fact on the suffering of a galaxy. One race, for a while, was able to elude the pull of chaos, an advanced race of psychically attuned aliens whose master over the
Isn't this the Eldari or the whatever they were called before they became the Eldari and the Drakari?
physical
Or maybe I'm
world
wrong.
was so strong that chaos could not glean from them the morsels of power they once had, or so they couldn't, not for a long while.
Hi, Krill.
60 million years ago, in an attempt to combat the Necrons and Catan, the Old Ones made a new species. One with innate power in the warp and the ability to harness it with a mastery that was unseen by so many others. A mastery so powerful, the Necrons retreated to sleep in order to wait it out. It was no longer a galaxy to be ruled by them, but instead begin the age of the...
The Eldar, yeah. Wait, we don't learn about Slanesh in Chaos? Really? Wait, okay. So we don't learn about Slanesh within the Okay. I guess I guess I'll try to think up that recounting of that. So basically of the three elder what? The three chaos gods, the three main ones at least, they feed off of certain emotions and certain ways of thinking based on their own principles, it seems. Karn being more combat, but also everything to do about combat, which so like honor, strength, and all of that. So it's not just negative. Tzeentch is the god of change and trickery, so it's not just like deception and messing with someone that will and mischief that will feed him, but also a hope for a better future or a need to change oneself or the world would feed him. Same thing goes for Nargol, who, like, despite him being basically the death god and the pestilence god, and the rot and all of that, he also revels in like the fear of death, sometimes in a good way. So if you're praying for your friend to get better from his sickness, or hoping that you get better from your sickness, you're still feeding Nargol. That's so cool. Anyway, the Eldar. If I remember, they're the reason Slanesh was birthed, right? I'm trying to remember if they were the reasons. Pretty
The
sure.
Eldar are a race of pointed-eared humanoids that are all psychically attuned to the warp. If we're being meta here, these are space elves, and these elves ruled the galaxy in the time the Necrons went to sleep and humanity began to rise. The Eldar's empire was galaxy-wide and lasted for longer than any other galactic power that we know of. Their understanding of all things was exceptional. With every single one of them being psychers, they had
Look at this armor. This armor looks so freaking cool. What? Why does this armor go so hard? What the hell? This armor goes so hard.
the ability to master the warp and use it to their advantage. See, being a psyker is basically like being a wizard, or I guess in this case it's more of a sorcerer, since you are born with the gifts as opposed to learning them. In order to utilize your psychic abilities, however, you must then reach.
I wonder if psychers actually would be closer to like an esper. I know an esper is basically just like a, you know, like a sci-fi wizard or sorcerer, but like I don't know. It feels more like a like an esper more than anything. I mean, their name is literally just psychers, so kinda. I see.
Into the other dimension, into the warp, into hell for that power. So if you were to say, cast Fireball, your mind would reach into the warp, gather the strength to rewrite reality, to then cast Fireball. Now, you might.
What the fuck? Huh? Psychers sound so fucking overpowered. What? That sounds so strong.
I think to yourself, doesn't that mean if you were opening up
I
a
was about
power
to say,
into the
wait,
warp, you
yeah.
may create a lot of risk to yourself because of all the horrible things we just talked about in the warp? Yes. However, in Warhammer 40k, willpower is a real, tangible thing. In the sense that in its own right, it can be weaponized. Being strong of will means being strong of soul. And being strong of soul means you can resist the pull of the warp that much more.
Interesting. That's cool. Wait, okay. So the higher your willpower, no matter how fucking weak you are, if you have higher willpower, just become a psyker. And then cast testicular torsion on people. That's cool. Who is this? Who is this stupid gremlin? Oh, never mind. It's you, my bad. Hey, hi, multimedia. I'm sorry I couldn't get the lines done or ready. That's a my bad. Honestly, like I have no excuse for that one. I didn't get my lines done because I was busy watching Worlds and watching Faker win Worlds. That is my bad. I'm really sorry. And also people in the verse that because they don't believe in it to a certain level, they aren't affected. What the fuck? So if you're just like chaos atheist, you're fine. What the fuck?
More inexperienced psyker opens up a hole into the warp that is large, and that hole widens to get more power, allowing evil things to get in. A powerful psyker is able to open a very small hole, but with immense force, to get the same amount of power with less risk. The Eldar are master psychers. Every single one of them can call upon the warp, and over millions of years they have perfected it so much so that they can weave structures out of it. In some species in the galaxy,
that sounds so cool.
Itself for interstellar travel. The Eldar ain't having any of that noise. How about we utilize a fancy alternative mode of travel that is substantially safer than the old ones created called the Webway? What about dying? Miss me with that. We no longer age. And if we do, we can just be reborn like that. Food, water, materials, we make things out of distilled warp essence itself. We sing unreality.
Got no fucking mouse right now, so I'm using a laptop's touchpad. Problem is, it's very fucking annoying to use. I feel that. Like if God tried to smite an atheist and it just failed. Give me 1 second, chat. I have my footrest on my chair open and I'm trying to push it back in and I can't do that because I'm too fucking weak. Okay, figured it out. Okay. Why is your mouth a gaping hole of darkness? Just don't stare into my mouth for too long. Who knows if you'll come back out. But yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, that's fucking cool.
Into cathedrals to dine in. What truly could the Eldari Empire possibly fear?
Themselves.
The Eldari Empire's biggest fear was themselves.
I fucking knew it.
So perfect, they wanted for naught, and this led them down dark and dangerous paths. When the base
Oh.
functions of society are no longer a problem for you, you tend to experiment. Perhaps the medium rare steak on your plate would be better if it was elf meat. Hey, I'm not saying we should
no.
make cannibalism legal, but like, what's the issue with a little taste? Violent sports is one thing, but how come we don't do sports to the death? I mean, I'm just saying, like, if both participants are willing and clear about it, like, what really is the problem there, you know? Art is in the eye of the viewer, and what is considered art is completely up to the...
Oh. Okay. Something come back into a joke, oh, for fuck's sake. So basically, the Eldari, yeah, they just decided to fucking ruin themselves by just having too much, you know. How do I feel to voice a fox ghetto though? I mean, it'll be the same. I tried to do the German, like German-ish accent. I'm really sorry. I don't think I can do it well enough. So I'm gonna try just a not as strong British accent, and maybe I don't know. I'll send it to you eventually. I'll re-record and I'll send it to you eventually, and tell me if that's okay. Anyway, back to the reaction.
Concept of one's own interest. A canvas adorned with the blood of a man wronged is truly the visual poetry that our society...
Hold up. Ain't that guy from Fallout 4, the serial killer painter, fuck his name? Pickett or something? I don't remember his name. That looks like one of his paintings. Also, that is literally like something he would do. The Eldari just became degenerates because they couldn't die and they had no more base needs. Damn.
Needs hedonism. With a slow and consistent hedonism, the Eldar slid backwards into debauchery of the sort I cannot discuss on this YouTube video. Murder on stage, delicacies and drugs distilled from one another, the trade of slaves and concubines, and much worse. The Eldar physiology has their emotions heightened, and they can feel more than a human does. So while it can provide lows of pure despair, it can also provide greater highs than you have ever known. And swinging between the two of them was the Eldar game. The Warp took notice of this heavily, and it began to react. On a galactic scale,
So this is how Slaanesh was birthed. Because the Eldari were a bunch of fucking gooners. A horrible group of gooners and just debauchery and just degenerates. What in the hell?
debauchery and the hedonism of the Eldar race caused levels of warp storm so pronounced and so volatile that it cut off interstellar travel for all those who used it. Communications between planets was removed, and a nightmarish era of old night began. This continued for thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years. The Eldar all but removed from the problems being caused as they entered heights of more and more ecstasy. They needed more and more and more.
What's happening?
Nothing was ever enough. More murder, more torture. It's art, it's delicacies, it's life. This silence offends Slaanesh.
Murder fucked Gooner Satan into existence. Oh, quite literally. What? I can see now why you said at first glance the Drukhari like would be something I would like at first glance, and then the more I learn, the more I would not like them. Yeah, you're right. Sup, you've been selected to be background noise while I shower. Nice, hello. Hi, Felix. Anyway. Sorry, Chaos God. I conveniently didn't mention. That's great.
Slaanesh, the prince of
Oh.
pleasure, she who thirsts, the god of unspeakable excess, is our fourth chaos god with the sacred number of 6 adorning their title. Slaanesh
Of course. So, being 6, she literally is just murder fuck Gooner Satan. She's just Gooner Satan.
It's a
Damn.
bit of a tricky one, because with our other 3 chaos gods, there was a certain understanding of human emotions and desires. But for Slaanesh, that desire is how they get their power. The words to be used would be decadence, pleasure, perfection, passion, excess, and many others. The pursuit of more, the want to do more, experience more.
So she is basically just gluttony. Gluttony and lust. I wonder what the other one. So TZEENTCH, I feel like would be sloth. I think so. It kind of feels like he would be sloth. That's what TZEENTCH kind of feels like. If I were to put the 7 deadly sins on the chaos gods, but yeah, so far all I can think of for Slaanesh is he is. They are just gluttonous and lustful and just all things consume.
Become more. That's what gives Slaanesh their gifts. A lot of people believe that Slaanesh
Perhaps
is something
even
that
greed.
originates
Who
with
knows?
sex, specifically. And it makes sense why they assume that. The visuals of Slaanesh patrons are all very lithe and sexual, but they are also intentionally androgynous to appear attractive to a variety of intrigues. However, specific
Gayest shit imaginable. Gayest shit imaginable. I love that. Hi, Nova.
to appear attractive to a variety of intrigue.
Okay, so I'm not gay, but I'm Swedish and gay.
However, to think that Slaanesh specifically
What? What is that? What is that copy pasta? Oh, my model's bugging out because there's no light in my room. No lights. I got wow. My chair rolled a little too far. Okay, there you go. There you go. My model should not bug out now.
derives from sex would be mistaken. While it is true that a lot of humanity's actions can relate to getting laid, and Slaanesh is the dark prince of desire, it's more on the lines of feeling an excess of an emotion. It is excessive touch and scent and desire, and a lot of that has to do with sex. That's why it looks like sex, but it's more than just that. A patron of the arts may
That's a disgusting wall. What in the hell? That's horrible. Ew. I do not like that. I don't like Funko Pops. I think you guys noticed that. I don't like Funko Pops. I don't think they look nice.
feed Slaanesh, one that aspires to become the perfect chef or master of their craft, and the sheer pursuit of that alone will feed Slaanesh. Whiplash
Oh.
is Slaanesh's absolute favorite film. Videos where people beat Elden Ring on a dance pad feed Slaanesh.
There are
Oh.
no 2 words in the English language more harmful than good job.
But is there a line?
No, man, no.
This also moves into the concept of
It's kind of cool though. That is kind of cool. So any kind of desire, even the desire to want to like just have a better body or be healthier for yourself and or for your partner or for your family, the desire to fix yourself if something's wrong and stuff like that would feed Slaanesh. It is simply just desire as a whole. It's just, sex kind of just takes up the majority. But there's more, obviously. Obviously, there's more to it.
feeling. Sensation is a majorly Slaanesh-coded thing. It might start off feeling good, but then you get to play around a little bit, you know? You play with a little bit of pain. Light pain might not be enough, so you might want more. Or inflicting the pain could be your jam.
Oh.
Music can increase to volumes that may hurt your ears, and even then that might not be enough. More.
Oh.
You must have more. Many of the disciples of Slaanesh carry a demonic form in their lithe grace. The Keeper of Secrets is his chosen envoy, and their movements are a blur of dance and pain with an
I
aura
see.
all the more fatal. They dance and sing, but there's always a form of malice behind every action they take. An alluring gaze that will pull you in right before the demonic entity can crush you in that grip. Slaanesh's palace has 6 layers surrounding it, and one of them is the excess of gluttony.
SpongeBob backshots gif. Oh fuck, sorry. This is cool. I think I still like TZEENTCH a little more, but this is cool.
Where the participant finds themselves in a beautiful banquet full of the most delicious foods imaginable. Tables of delicacies and rivers of wine tempt the user to such a degree.
Guys, Slaanesh might take me. Food. I've always joked about this, and it was like, if you want to control me, just feed me. You want me to do whatever you want me to. You want me to do anything you say. Well, not anything, but a majority of the things you wanted me to do. Just feed me. Just put food in my mouth. If you want me to agree with you or like to side with you, just feed me. Anything to do with food, I'm there. Shit. I might be fucking taken by her. Or them.
That they cannot stop stuffing their face, unaware that the things they are eating are very vaguely
what tag is about to?
If one does not see themselves drowning in the river of wine.
Feederism? Feederism? What the fuck is feederism? I'm gonna regret searching that up. It's like, is that like force feeding? Is that the kink? I don't know what.
They may soon fill their bodies up so much that they cease to function and fall over, becoming part of the banquet themselves. That is one of these 6 layers of Slaanesh's palace.
That's just one of the 6 layers.
Was
Jeez.
the ecstasy that the Eldar civilization indulged in for millennia, and did so at a monumental scale that they created a god from it.
That's fucking. The Eldari were just such fucking degenerates that they created an entire deity from it. What the fuck?
Moment. Indulge in every whim. Let lesser races feel the burden of their crude lives. We are beyond such concerns or worries. Every power is ours to use. Every sensation ours to experience. We are truly masters of the galaxy, and all others exist only to satisfy our curiosities. We have earned our position of power. Let us forever taste the fruits of such achievement. Time itself is ours to command. We are eternal.
What did I say? I wanted to make a comment about the whole like thing, but let me finish this up first. The gang, what the hell? Yeah, the Eldari really did just Guna come Satan out into existence, huh? They really did just Guna come Satan into existence. That's wild.
With the birth of
I just you know, that's wild. That's so wild. Okay, can I just mention every single like quote pertaining towards the Chaos Gods, all of them have gone so fucking hard. Every single one. I don't know which one I would think is better. I might be a little biased towards TZEENTCH, but I think his one goes a little harder than the others. Khorne, I would say, is actually equal to him. And I think, honestly, Slaanesh would be 3rd, and then Nurgle slightly behind. But that's just my opinion.
Of Slaanesh, the Eldari Empire ceased to be. A catastrophic event so horrible that the warp ripped a hole permanently in our reality. A fissure forever known as the Eye of Terror. With the sudden inhalation of this god's largest breath, the Eldari souls are a currency to be now collected by she who thirsts. Trillions of Eldar died in an instant,
What?
Slanesh gorging on their souls to satisfy his palate.
Holy shit. What? Playing all day. Nice. Hello, plushie. What the fuck? Damn. So Slanesh just basically went, hey guys, thanks for birthing me. It was really nice to be, created. As thanks for killing me. I would not kill. As thanks for birthing me. I'm gonna eat all of you. What the damn?
99.9% of their entire species died, and the rest are
Holy
doomed to a fate worse than death. For Slanesh now stakes a claim on each and every Eldar soul. From the moment they pass on, an eternity of torment awaits them. The remaining Eldar devote their entire lives to stopping this eventuality. Their dying race so devoted to saving themselves from the Dark Prince, and, in doing so, have found very creative ways.
Oh dear. What? The craft world Eldar. Right. Yeah, because like the Eldar did become two different, like not two races, but like they split into two. Virtual Cake Vor is something I do not want to think about. Oh, it's not like I'm gonna eat you, it's just your soul. Or memories. Actually I prefer memories, but hey. Felix out here just quoting TF2. Meet the team quotes.
Modern world of Warhammer, the craft world Eldar are the main force of Eldar in the galaxy and represent
Let's
the
see.
elf style that many think of when you think elves in space. Fantasy elves in space, not those elves. We'll get to them. A craft world is a monumentally large starship, the size of a continent, that acts as a form of flotilla. During the highest reaches of hedonism, many
I don't. You know what this looks like? This looks like the fucking anal bead skin in Valorant. The I don't remember what they're called. I'll have editor me put a picture of the op on screen. What I'm talking about and why I call it the anal bead skin. You'll understand. I've always called it the anal bead skin, but that ship looks exactly like it. I'll try to find the yellow variant of it because it looks exactly like it. I'll have in my YouTube when I'm making the YouTube video that I'll be editing later tonight after this um after this stream. I'll be editing this. It just looks like it, doesn't it? Anyway.
Eldar saw the demonic writing on the wall and began to try and seek asylum from their own debauchery. Those Eldar left on monumental craft worlds into the far reaches of the galaxy and saved themselves from Slanesh's awakening. The main thing the craft world Eldar seek is to temper their minds and bodies in a way that will never allow them to slide back into their old ways. The representation they carry is that of a more feudal Japanese motif. Eldar follow paths as they age. The path of the warrior, the seer, the poet, the diplomat, the bone singer, and so on. These paths are
okay, so basically they saw all the weird debauchery, degenerate shite that the rest of their kind were doing and went, you know what? We're not that kinky, we're not that fucked up. Y'all are too much,
a strict code of conduct to hone the heightened Eldar psychology down a school of thought and action. And if it sounds a hell of a lot like Bushido, well, you're damn right. Here's a medal and a soul stone. Don't lose it or an eternity of torment awaits you. Going through these paths will allow you to take up not just a role in Eldar society, but keep your mind clear from the past worries that plagued them. Every Eldar is said to be a psyker, however, very few of them actually utilize their psychic powers for fear of tempting she who thirsts. A large amount of emphasis is also put on ancestors of the Eldar and learning from them the farther you go down a path. This can sometimes be seen by the large variety of jewels adoring the armor of Eldar.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Those are called soul stones, the biggest middle finger to Slanesh they can think of. See, when an Eldar dies, these stones act as a backup, and instead of their souls going to Slanesh, they are then trapped and stored in this little stone. So when the Eldar say they
Oh.
commune with their ancestors, they mean so very literally, as the spirit and
That's so cool. Wait, that's very cool. It's basically just the Skyrim Soulstone, but like, not just for weapons.
soul of generations before them
And
are
not unethical.
stored here. Often larger structures may contain
Unless it is
vast
unethical.
amounts of soul stone, such as the infinity circuit in the craft world itself, allowing the souls of the dead to help power their enormous starship.
Oh.
The young do not desire the discipline of the path, but rather their curiosity drives them to try every fruit from the tree. Thus, it is that so many take the path of wandering or the path of damnation in their first years of adulthood. And so, the great tragedy of our kind is played out again and again as the number of our people shrink from generation to generation. These
That's kinda
paths,
sad.
when completed, allow an Eldar to move to the next one, then the next one. However, since this is the grim darkness of the world, many of these paths rely on combat. The Eldar actually had gods
see.
at one point.
Oh.
Cain, Val, Isha, Azaryan,
What?
and
I'm scared. Why did he bring out a jar when he mentioned Isha? I'm fucking scared. Who is Isha? Who is Isha in Warhammer? I'm scared. Why did a jar suddenly fucking appear when he said Isha? Oh dear. Oh, I'm scared. Is it a pony? Is Isha a pony? Sorry. Oh no, that's bad.
so on. These gods are aspects of the Eldar
She have rainbow hair? Sorry.
pantheon, and while many were killed in Slaaneish's creation, their teachings live on. For some, the strongest devotion to the Eldar gods is to join the Aspect Warriors and embody the wrath
Oh.
of Cain, their god of war. While guardians of the Eldar
Ooh.
craft worlds are more akin to a trained militia, the Aspect Warriors embody a particular variant of the path. Each are led by a Phoenix Lord, a name passed down from generations.
That is such cool
embodying
armor.
The souls of prior Phoenix Lords with each new one. The Howling Banshees.
Give me 1 second, chat. I just realized my window is closed and my asthma is attacking me. And it's really hard to breathe right now. My dumbass forgot to open the window. What the fuck? Anyway. My hair got in the way.
Led by Jane Czar, Fugin and his fire dragons, Baharoth and his
Whoa.
Swiggen Hawks, or Malgan Ra and
That's so
his Dark
cool.
Reapers.
Yo.
Each aspect shrine carries with it the Eldar way of war. Fast, hard-hitting, and incredibly tricksy, for they do not have the numbers to fight in any other way. The Craftworld Eldar show how mangled an empire can be by their own actions. They once ruled the galaxy in an honest, non-hyperbolic way, but in the end, they were bested by themselves, and their most prominent remnants are forced to drift aimlessly through the galaxy, trying to save their species from extinction and resist the temptations of she who thirsts. But for some, the party, it's just beginning.
Oh, the Drukari.
いいセンスね。
The Drukari.
For some, the party, it's just beginning. Deep within the web.
Why would the caramel dancing? What? Go back to the fucking no, you fucking gooner. You're a follower of Slaanesh. That's what you are, Felix. That's what you are. You're a follower of Slaanesh. My days.
Way is the city of Kamara. This dark city once existed as a port in the webway that allowed for ease of transport for the Eldar between its various domains. The significance of this city meant that it needed to be a bit more of a neutral territory outside of the jurisdiction of general Eldar law, and therefore it was allowed to self-govern. This did not go well. The Dark
Yeah.
City became the hideaway for all manner of sin. The Eldar race slipped into debauchery on a galactic scale that it birthed a god, and this was the city you went to when that wasn't enough for you. The convenience
What
of being
the
so
fuck?
deep within the webway was that it exists as a blind spot to the horrors of the warp. So while the rest of the Eldar fled the downfall of their species, Kamara kept partying. When Slaanesh was birthed, they were saved the worst of it, thanks to them being nice and neatly tucked away inside the webway.
Really?
But only somewhat. The Dark Prince did not have a grip
Oh.
around their soul, but the tiniest pinky finger, and they were still pulling. But due to their excess hedonism, they found a solution to this problem. If they tormented others, they could temporarily rejuvenate their souls and continue to cheat their inevitable death by placating the Prince of Pleasure. And if they kept this up on the regular, they could effectively become immortal. Thus, the
Holy
Drukhari
shit.
were born. Unlike the more stoic elves you see in works of fiction, the Drukhari themselves exist as a sort of analog of the more grim and fiendish elves you find in Norse and European mythology. The Drukhari are soul vampires, but the more basic means to feed are hardly enough to keep them going. This desire to feed is known as the thirst, and to quench it effectively, they have mastered the art of biotechnology and dark
So basically, the Drukhari live by committing CBT. Okay. Well, obviously it's more to that, but still, fucking hell.
sciences to really juice themselves up on the crispy soul sprite from the vending machine called the
Yes.
Galaxy. The majority of Drukhari act as pirates and raiders and slavers. They go into our physical reality and drag people back to Kamara to commit atrocities that go beyond any imaginative torture a human can think of. The
I
Drukhari are
don't even
organized
wanna
in
think about
various
it.
groups throughout the Dark City to accomplish this in a more organized and extremely brutal way. The Cabals act as the main warriors of the city, led by their archons. Witches and succubi act as entertainment for Kamara in gladiatorial arenas, and the flesh-crafting homunculus keep the Drukhari alive and discover ever-increasingly more painful ways to torment their ever-increasingly large supply of slaves they are brought. The Dark Eldar see the other inhabitants of the galaxy as little more than cattle, livestock that can be brought to bay or slaughtered at any time. Their fodder, however, is not meat and muscle, but the anguish and despair of the weak. The Dark Eldar do indeed drink blood, but also tears, and most sustaining of all, the raw essence of pain they wring out of their captives. The truth of the
That's icky. I don't like that. I know I'm sadistic, but I don't like I'm not that sadistic. I don't go that far.
matter is that
That's
Drukhari sustain themselves on the suffering of others, not just morally, but physically. Kamara is a city rife with backstabbing schemes and murder. It is the worst back alleys of the worst ghettos at the best of times. Nothing is more horrifying to a Drukhari than death, for death will see them in the talons of Slaanesh for an eternity of torment. So they do everything they can to stop this. The homunculi covens regrow dead members from pieces of flesh as bargaining chips. The succubi create grisly gladiatorial spectacles that literally rejuvenate the audience members as captives are murdered for sport. To be captured by the Drukhari is one of, if not the worst fate imaginable in the world of Warhammer 40k. In a universe built
Holy
on war
fuck.
crimes, they are the most debased war crimers of all time. To be
Oh
tortured
my
and sacrificed
days.
in the gladiatorial arenas is a blessing, for you have escaped the fate of being in the flesh smith's control group, or being turned into a living and breathing piece of furniture for an Archon's quarters. In a cruel twist of fate,
That's-
a newly born Drukhari does not arrive into this world loving torture. It is something they must grow to love. Grow to appreciate the suffering of other beings in order to survive in the world they have been brought into. If they succeed, they become some of the worst monsters in the known galaxy, a dark reflection to the craft worlders, and a taste of what Eldar society was like before the fall. If they do not succeed, they must find purchase elsewhere. Often those will join smaller parts of Eldar society like the Exodites or the Harlequins. Exodites believe in a
The
pre-industrial
Harlequins?
variant
Okay. Wait. So surprised. I'm surprised that the Drakari even let these, like, the ones who are like, I don't really like this whole torture thing, like, live. I must be a fake sadistic then. What do you mean by that, Doe? Jankro? What do you mean by that? Also, hello, welcome to the stream. My first time watching Warhammer stuff, and I'm now in. I'm in. Yeah, it's official. I'm in. The Warhammer, yeah, it's a hyperfixation of mine now. Because yesterday I was looking at Warhammer stuff. But yeah, remember that. Please welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I have actually posted my first reaction of learning of the intro and then of Necrons in the last part. Seems like a good read. All I have really have dabbled in is Vermintide too. I see. By the way, the reaction might end soon since I've been watching for a while. I think I've been watching for about 40 minutes or around 30 minutes. So I'll start. No, I think we'll start the Imperium of Man in the next reaction.
society, often retreating to more lush worlds.
Anyway, what was Ricky saying
Smaller
about these
parts of
ones?
Eldar society like
Oh yeah, I'm so surprised that I'm so surprised that the Drakari didn't just kill their kind. But I guess if it's their kind, they don't really want to do that, knowing damn well what'll happen to them. So I guess they feel bad in that way. At least they're kind to their own people. Harlequin blitzed into a fight, saved the Imperium from losing, positioned the dead bodies into sex positions, said nothing, and left. My kind of people. No, I'm kidding.
the Exodites or the Harlequins. Exodites believe in a pre-industrial variant of their society, often retreating to more lush worlds to ride dinosaurs and live off the land. Prehistoric
You know what? That's a mood. That's based. That's a mood. I like these guys.
style that I would normally laugh at if they weren't riding dinosaurs like ballers. The Harlequin dancing troupe are a subsect of Eldar that are more than just a little strange. A carnival of dancing jesters that serve the Eldar laughing god of Kegarok.
Kegarok?
With FWD
Motherfucker.
Insurance, I'm
Oh,
free to play my
baby.
way.
Oh, he's so cute. Babies.
Pasko na ulit.
Oh, for
Holiday
fuck's
rush
sake.
everywhere. Need mo help?
Ah, bloody hell. Can I just say? Moving to the Philippines, after moving to the Philippines, people here, immediately, start fucking celebrating Christmas way too damn early. August is about to end and they're starting to put up fucking Christmas trees. It's not September yet, and I saw Christmas decorations around. Bloody hell! They really like the Christmas in this country.
They arrive
Anyway,
jesters that serve the Eldar laughing god of Kegarok. They arrive never
Okay,
when
Kegarok.
expected and leave just as quickly. Blurs of
Oh.
light carry their footsteps as they dance their foes into a grave. Combat is just as much of a joke as it is a play on bloody murder. They travel and aid many other Eldar and sometimes even humanity for reasons we
Oh.
can never understand. Perhaps one day we would have, were they not stripped of their army book and folded into the Eldari Codex. So I suppose it'll have to stay a mystery, or
Wait,
maybe
what? Wait, hold up. Wait, so the Harlequin just didn't become a what? That's sad. They seem so cool, though. There should be more stuff about them. It was a Japanese Christmas where you eat KFC. Hey, KFC is fun. KFC is nice. I like KFC. I don't know. I'm from an Asian country, so I moved from an Asian country to an Asian country, so I don't know. Fast food here. Well, in the Philippines, fast food is kind of other than Jollibee. But fast food in the country that I'm from is quite good. It's quite good. It's quite good. Yeah. Mhm. From the Asian country that I'm from, I like the fast food there. Anyway,
here's one of Kegarok's master plans to get back at she who thirsts and save their species. Who could know?
Copium.
Perhaps it was all a sick and practical joke to Kegorok, and he would just find it very funny to watch me fumble the discussion of one human on a tiny blue planet across the galaxy. Oh, speaking of,
The Imperium of Man. And I think that is where we end the reaction. That was so cool. A recap. Let's do a recap. So we have the four elder gods, well, no, chaos gods. So we have Korn, who's basically the god of blood, war, strife, but also honor and strength and fighting spirit. And then we have TZEENTCH, my papa, who is the god of trickery, deception, but also change and hope. Then we have Nurgle, the god of rot, pestilence, death, but also um, what fucking what positive emotion does Nurgle is? No, Nurgle hates change. He's stagnation. That's not a positive thing. No, Nurgle is stagnation, not change. That's TZEENTCH. What the fuck is Wait, what positive thing does Nurgle have? Nurgle has nothing positive. I guess it's like the hope that like someone you care about gets better. I don't know. And then we have Slaanesh, who just like Nurgle has nothing. He makes his people happy. You know what? I guess that's one part. That's one positive about him. And then we have Nurgle, who has nothing positive about him / her. What the fuck? He who the silent one, like he's just shite. That lady is fucking just cum Satan. That's Gooner Satan. And then there's big fuck off Nurgle demons that are just puppies and want to play. That's the funny thing. Nurgle, personality-wise, seems so adorable, and his people seem fucking adorable, and yet they look like horrible pestilence bastards.